Welcome back to the channel. This is actually a response to all of these live action versions of animated movies that Disney seems to be making that no one asked for, like Jungle Book, Lion King, Aladdin. I see that later on this year they're going to do Lilo and Stitch. Who needs a live action version of Lilo and Stitch? Stick with the animation. Let's talk about the top 10 Disney animated movies of all time, in my opinion. Start off at number 10, Jungle Book. This is a really good story for the time that this movie was actually made. You know, these monkeys here on the back, Disney wanted the Beatles to do the voice and singing for that, but John Lennon said no. He said no to that. That's the Jungle Book, the animated version. At number 9, one of my personal favorites, Pinocchio. This is actually based upon a book. In the book, it's a much darker story. He's a lot more evil in the book. He actually kills Jiminy Cricket by smashing him with a mallet. And on Disney Plus, this movie actually is like in a PG-13 section. This is a really rough movie. There's a lot of other things that go on in this movie. You know, you could tell that that's marijuana use that he's doing him. He's actually being manipulated by that fox. That's Pinocchio. Actually made a ton of money at the screen on the theater. At number 8 is Aladdin. This is like my daughter's favorite movie right here. Robin Williams in it. It was another movie. And on Disney Plus, they cut out scenes. The beginning at the end. There's a scene at the beginning that's cut out. And they actually put a banner or warning up there before it comes on. This is the uncut version of Aladdin. That's number 8 on the list. Number 7 is a classic. Another one of my all-time favorites. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When this movie came out, they actually gave Disney an Oscar, and then they gave him 7 miniature little Oscars to represent the dwarfs. This movie was extremely popular when it came out. It was a very hard movie for him to top because this was really popular. They didn't believe this movie would make any money at all. Actually, they called it Disney's folly. They didn't think the movie this length would be very popular, but it turned out to be massively popular. This movie right here is almost responsible for Disneyland even being built. That's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Another one, they're making a live-action version. Nobody asked for that. 6, Mulan. This is a very good one right here, especially the scenes where it's being attacked by the Huns. This is a very good movie right here. Then the live-action version of this one is kind of okay, but it doesn't top this. As far as the scene, this is another one. Great on the big screen, great on the Dolby Atmos, we talked about in one of the earlier episodes, where she dresses up because she wants to fight in the war with the other warriors, but they don't want the woman in there, you know. So she dresses up as a man, and they don't even realize it's a man until, well, you have to see it if you haven't seen it. That's Mulan. This movie, you don't have to even have a kid. This is a very good movie, even for adults. Here, I'm going to cheat just a little bit right here. Toy Story. I know that's Toy Story 3, but I'm talking about Toy Story itself. They wanted a lot of other voices for Buzz in this movie. They wanted like John Travolta. I don't think so. As Buzz Lightyear. This movie turned out to be more popular than what you think it is. This one became, I think, the highest grossing movie of that year. That's Toy Story. A little bit of Pixar, but we'll count it as Disney. They bottom back in. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Up next, Bambi. That's right, Bambi. They were afraid that when Bambi's mother get killed in here, they were really afraid about how to do that. Matter of fact, Disney wanted them to have a scene where the hunter that shot Bambi's mother catches on fire and burns to death. Good for you, Disney. But this is very tough. They had a hard time animating this movie because they didn't know how to animate animals, how to make the animals move fluidly, but they pulled it off. This is a really, that was really good animation, true animation, unlike Toy Story, which is computer animated. That's Bambi. We're down to the top 3 now. one of the few original Disney movies. Not almost, all of these movies, except Toy Story, were awfully done by books. They're not original Disney movies. This is one of the few, and I believe this is the first one, Lion King. Lion King was not really thinking it was going to be made a lot of money with this movie. They were too busy making Pocahontas. They were thinking Pocahontas was going to be the bigger, and it turned out that The Lion King was. It was the highest grossing animated movie of all time until Frozen came out. The Lion King right here. Very, very, very good movie. Very good movie. At number two, this is another one. He thought it would be too much close like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but he decided to make it anyway because they didn't know how they were going to do it, but they pulled it off. This is more serious to me than what some of the other Disney are. Sleeping Beauty. But Sleeping Beauty is number two because of the action in here. This dark, the fight with the dragon. This is a very good movie right here. Like I said, all these are on physical copies because I'm not going to depend upon Disney Plus. I have my own copy, uncut, unedited, unaltered. Sleeping Beauty is the number 2 Disney movie of all time. What is the number 1 Disney movie? Well, this movie was nominated for Best Picture. That never had happened up to that point. It's Best Picture. It is a classic. It is rewatchable. The songs are unforgettable. What movie is that? Beauty and the Beast. The greatest Disney animated movie of all time. I've seen this movie at the theater 2 or 3 times, and that wasn't enough. I've watched this movie several times. This movie is an absolute classic right here. Angela Lansbury here is Mrs. Potts. This is an excellent movie. They did a live-action version of this one, too. It was pretty good. Now, that was the only one that was pretty good. But nothing tops this, songs in this, Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest. This is a very good story. Very good story. Very good movie. You don't even have to have kids to watch this movie. That's, to me, the number 1 Disney animated movie of all time, Beauty and the Beast. Remember, we got a lot more shows coming up this year. A lot more movie reviews coming up this year. This is KDS Reviews. If you like this type of content, then like, subscribe, and share. Maybe there's an animated movie you think I missed. This is KDS Reviews, and I will see you in the next video. Did you notice how Frozen was not here?